Hello and good morning, RPG Limit Break. Gonna be starting an MSX 2 run of Dragon Quest 2 here. And I think I'm just gonna jump into it here, so timing's gonna start here in 3, 2, 1. This is a Moyomoto RTA, so we're gonna start off with a password. If you're not seen a Japanese version of Dragon Quest 2 before, you don't have a save game function, you have this. So I hope you can read your handwriting. I know, growing up playing Metroid with a password half this long, that was an issue. Okay, now the easy part. Ori Yuji. Okay. Toriyama. Akira. And the easy part. Easier part. Uh-oh. I messed up 2 places practicing this earlier. Ah, I see. All the way on the second line. Can I still beat the music loop? Okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. Alright. So, oh yeah, this is the MSX port of Dragon Quest 2 played on an MSX 2 emulator. As you can see, it's... They tried. They tried. I got some stuff I need to do here real quick. I'm gonna buy a holy water. In a couple minutes I can better explain what I'm doing here at the start, so... Oh, great. Thanks for the lottery ticket, man. I really wanted that. 3 herbs. I think that was another lottery ticket. I might have miscounted my herbs because of the lottery ticket, but that's fine. And a wing. Gonna look at what my inventory looks like now. Yeah, I'm out of room because he gave me 3 lottery tickets. Thanks. Thanks. I didn't even have enough room for the wing. Great. Alright. I need to buy the wing. Thanks. Thanks for a 4th lottery ticket. What is it? A 1 in 8 chance of being given a lottery ticket whenever you buy something in this game? Just can't express how grateful I am for having to drop 4 lottery tickets on the ground at the start of this run. That's some good RNG. That's great. Wonderful. I have the right amount of gold? I have the right amount of gold. Okay, this is throwing me off. All my practice for this, I never got more than 2 lottery tickets, and we got 4. Cool. Okay, well, I guess I'm buying some lottery tickets when this run's over. Okay. So, I'll explain what that password does in a minute. Right now, I've got to talk to the king for a minute to get another password. Because we're going to do some RNG manipulations. If you've seen manipulated NES speedrun, it's kind of the same concept of turning off the RNG by giving your hero a specific name at the beginning of the run. But here I'm setting up the manipulation after having loaded the game. So I gave myself a specific amount of gold there, specific inventory, and now I gotta talk to the king because there's some randomness to this. I'm looking at this part here where you don't hear a voice printing out the characters. looking for a specific password. There are 16 passwords he can give me right now, and only one of them works. Should start with Najiu. And sometimes you get this first try, sometimes you get it 16th or later. Sometimes you start to doubt if you did the setup right, but I know I'm good. Nope. But yeah, so the password I started with, I mentioned Metroid earlier. If you're familiar with Metroid, it's kind of like a Justin Bailey password type thing. I'm starting off with a very high power hero here. Nope, that's the bait. There's actually 2 passwords that start with Najiu. Oh wait, that might have been the Yuute. But anyway. Yeah, I got a level 48 hero. I've got 2 of the crests. That's the bait. Second line should be Yoryu. I don't know which 2. I'd have to think about it. 2 crests, or do I have 3 crests? I don't know. The ones I don't pick up are the ones I started with. And also, for some reason, I guess you start at Kanok. You don't have to watch the introduction, which in the Japanese versions, you don't have that whole extended introduction they added to the NES version. That it? That's not it. That's the bait again. Yeah, we're gonna take some steps. We're gonna do some stuff, shake up the randomness a bit. This is one of the main RNG points in the run. There it is. Alright, now you're gonna notice something here. Watch this guard and all the other NPCs who usually walk randomly. They should all be walking south. That means I've got the right password. These 2 people in the cells here. This girl. Oops, don't forget to do my shopping. Alright. We're good. Now, I buy some wings, and then I don't have to pay as much attention to the game for a minute. So, I got all those stupid lottery tickets earlier. Uh-oh. That's fine. I actually cannot get lottery tickets now that I've locked the RNG. Alright, well this is gonna mess me up later, having bought that herb on accident, but whatever. Let's sell it back real quick. Gold's not very tight in this run, but I do need to lock the RNG like that again later. And now I'm going to have to improvise getting to the right gold amount. Dog's growling at something, sorry if you can hear that. So, the movement rate in this game, this is a relatively decent time to point this out, it's just very inconsistent. Right now I'm moving very quickly because there are no townspeople around. I'm actually moving faster than I would on the Famicom or NES versions, but in town I move much slower. And as you've already noticed, the MSX is just not capable of scrolling the floor tiles, so you jump instead. Trust me, the Dragon Quest I MSX port looks much worse. Alright, so not too many of the quest triggers are set by this password I started with. I do have to start off the game looking for the Prince of Kanok, so we come to the Spring of Bravery here. Basically the start of the Dragon Quest II story is you're the Prince of Laurasia or Maidenhall, depending on your translation, and the king tells you, hey, you should go kill Hargon because he's a bad guy. This evil wizard who's been he actually destroyed our cousin's castle, the Castle of Moonbrook. He says, hey, go look for your cousins. They'll help you go fight Hargon. So first we gotta track down the Prince of Kanok, but he's kind of all over the place. You start off by running to Kanok Castle and see if he's there, and he's not there. The king says he went to the Spring of Bravery, which is that cave I just went into. And the guy says, yeah, you just missed him. So from there, you're supposed to go to the starting castle and talk to the king there, and the king says, no, I haven't found him yet. So then you you just have to come here and find him. But you can skip talking to the king back at the starting town. Even without this password, that's just an optional quest trigger. I was supposed to wing. But we'll do that now. No, I had 4. That was correct. Okay. And as I said, I was locking RNG there, so I'm not getting any random encounters. This cave looks horrible. I don't remember what this cave looks like on NES and Famicom, but it cannot look this bad. I don't think the MSX is capable of displaying as many colors per tile or per sprite as the NES and Famicom, which is why we don't have transparency. You also notice that I'm moving slower now that I have Cannock, and I believe you also move slower. I just sped up there. I think you move slower when there's more ocean on screen. Maybe it's the coast tiles, I'm not sure. I don't know. This is a wonderful port. They tried very hard. They tried. They did. I promise they tried. There is a reason we're playing this version, and I'll get to that in about an hour. For the most part, everything I'm doing in this route does work on the Famicom version, just like this. It's not the most optimal or fastest RNG manipulation Moyomoto route, but it's the one where I don't have to manipulate Dragon Potion drops off of Metal Babbles. Alright. Going into this tower here. What is this tower called? Is this the Tower of Wind? We're gonna call it that because we get the wind mantle out of it, the Cloak of Wind. So it's probably the Tower of Wind. Gotta be really careful in the towers because, again, movement speed's very inconsistent. I could just walk right off because I'm expecting the overworld movement speed, but we're in a dungeon with no ocean, so I'm walking much faster than normal. I went the wrong way here last time I practiced this game. Maybe this is the right way. Yes. Yeah, we're fine. Okay. Starting to get to a point where I can start looking at chat. Yeah, there's no transparency on any of the sprites, so everybody's got black borders. I do not know why that emulator error always pops up at this point in the run, but it does. Or warning, whatever that is. I haven't even read what the message is, but it won't happen again, so I don't worry about it. I am playing this on Open MSX2 emulator because I didn't want to pay $250 for a MSX just to play this game. If Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 were not like $200 a piece on eBay, I'd have considered it. If anyone in chat has heard of the MSX before, you're probably a Metal Gear fan. I don't know what other relevant titles it had. Okay. Spawn, yeah, you can guarantee that a Metabol will spawn. I'm not sure how the manipulations work for getting it to drop an item, though. Oops. And the Dragon Potion I mentioned, Metal Babbles drop it. It allows you to save anywhere, which lets you basically, you know, if you have a Dragon Potion, you can just turn on and off the random encounters as you please. Though, that run, you know, the more times you turn random encounters on and off, the more times you have to roll that 1 in 16 chance we were sitting through talking to the king earlier. I think the Famicom record for this category loses like 4 or 5 minutes using the second Dragon Potion. And it's still the record because it's just... it's kind of the RNG in the run. Alright, so I picked up the Mirror of Ra and I picked up the Wind Mantle. We will see what the Wind Mantle does in a bit. I'm going to equip it now. That's a good time to equip it. Boom. Ah, well, it's not gonna work here. I don't think you have to face her to use the mirror. The mirror shows up in a couple of different games. It dispels illusions, typically. So, we're pointing it at this dog, and it turns out this dog was our cousin, Princess Eileen, the whole time. Eileen or Irene, however you want to pronounce the hoodie. Alright. I can read the Japanese letters. I don't have a very large Japanese vocabulary. But yeah, I've done enough Dragon Quest speedrunning that I can speedrun an RPG in Japanese. I know what most of the item names are. It even translates pretty well to Final Fantasy. An iron sword is an iron sword no matter what RPG you're playing. But most of my Japanese vocabulary is weapon names, which it's probably not too helpful if I actually travel to Japan. We'll see. If I happen to need to buy an iron sword in Japan, I'm set. I know that sentence. I can ask, where do I go to buy an iron sword? But if I need, like, a taxi, I don't know. That would be more difficult. Directions. I know we covered directions in high school, but I haven't had to use that, so... Alright. Sped up a lot entering this tower, so now I have to be careful, because I don't want to fall in the hole. I'm 100% sure that I equipped the Wind Mantle before I entered this dungeon, but I'm probably going to check again at the top. So what the Wind Mantle does, when you jump out of a tower, it moves you an extra space or two. So normally you would land right next to the tower, but because I have this, I'm going to move 3 tiles to the north. See ya. Alright, whatever. It's fine, there's no monsters. That's a big problem on NES or rather just in a non-manipulated run, because the monsters in this tower are awful. You get big formations in here, and almost every monster in this tower can just put you to sleep. Almost every monster in this game can put you to sleep. That almost did it again. He didn't take my right input, but fortunately it also didn't take the down. I'm constantly feeling like this version is eating my inputs when I play it, but it's probably just an inconsistent frame rate. Alright. I didn't confirm that I had it equipped, but I did, so we're good. Yeah, this game has the sleep spell, it has a sleep breath attack, and it has a sleep attack, where something can just punch you and you fall asleep. Final boss has that one, by the way. Okay, so this is a quest trigger that is already set by the password we used at the start, which is there's usually a boss fight you have to do the get the boat here, but we can skip that. And if you've seen manipulated NES runs, that boss fight is actually a problem because we cannot fight bosses while this RNG thing is going on. The fight will lock up if we get into a boss fight right now. So, and there's nowhere to save in that town, too. Okay, so we just sail north till we find the treasures. Sail a little past it, and to the left. This ocean is horrible to navigate if you've never played this casually. Also, this ocean is horrible to look at in the MSX version. Did I not go far enough north? I don't know. Now the doubt's setting in. Yeah, I don't think I went far enough north. That's fine. We'll get there eventually. I should be far enough north now. Yeah, and it'd say a little after it falls off screen. I thought it said a little after I sailed past it. If you put your thumb don't do this, but if you put your thumb over the ship's sprite, the ocean just looks 10 times as horrible. Again, don't do that. You cannot tell which direction I'm going. Also, just in general, don't focus on the water. I should probably have just issued a photosensitivity warning for this entire run, really. Okay, yeah, okay. Alright, we made it. I should have turned around, certainly, once I realized I'd passed it. I didn't realize the ocean was that big. But we're here now. This is probably the laggiest town in the game. Heh. This helpful dog. I don't know why this is a thing, but this dog helps you find the golden key. Great. Cool. If you come at that dog from behind, he actually, the key moves. The dog will move north instead of to the right, and then, the key will be 3 steps north of it for some reason. Okay. I went too far. I went way too far north. Whatever. There's no random encounters, it's fine. I know it's a better sailing directions when there are random encounters, because it matters more. Okay. So the golden key, in this game, you know, if you've played later games, you might know that usually the later keys open the earlier doors, but this golden key that I have will only open these red and gold doors. In no Kagi. I'm gonna jump down here. We'll talk to the girl, why not? So there's actually 2 RNG seeds that lock RNG in place like this. One of them makes people walk to the right, one of them makes people walk down, and that girl will be in your way if you use the other one. It's not a problem though, you can walk around her. Oops, that's not who gets that. I'll have to move it. Now, there's no enemy encounters right now because we're using an RNG locking technique. Where if you miss the start of the run, I talked to the king until he gave me a specific save file checksum, which gets the random number generator locked. It's basically spitting out the same number over and over right now. There's a guy hiding in the shadow here. He gives me the Watergate key. Now I have all the keys that I'm going to get in this run. We are not getting the silver key. The Staff of Thunder is unnecessary. You're moving so slow in town. It is just impossible to not bump into walls in this run. Okay. Why is it in Japanese? So this is the MSX port. I'm playing it because there's an Easter egg that I want to show off. And the MSX is a Japanese-only console, basically. Everything I'm doing here would work on the Famicom version of the game, but not the NES version. You would have to come up with new RNG manips. Kind of the same principle, though. Skip that one. We go into the next one. So, let's see. Since getting the boat, there's not much of a lore update. I really just picked up a couple keys. The guy in the shadows was obviously just some prisoner. I think he was locked up because he stole this key. But now I have it. I guess if they didn't take it from him though, then they don't actually have proof that he stole it, so I don't... Maybe he stole other things too. Whoops. Went too far down. This town tile looks terrible. Ow! That guy blocked me. I'm gonna reset the town for a reason. I should just walk north of him. Okay. Because there's this dude, and he's gonna try to block me if I'm not fast. Okay, here we are buying the Falcon Sword, which is a sword that only has 5 attack power, but you attack twice when you have it. Gold key. Why am I... No! I did this 2 runs ago, too. Usually, the reason you're in this town is to get the water flying clothes, but no, I don't have the components. This dog right here will block you if you use the other RNG seed that I mentioned, where everyone walks to the right. And in my original routing, I was using that one because I didn't realize. And I had to start over from the beginning because the dog was in my way. That was great. Good dog. Thunderbolt would be better than the Falcon Sword, but what would be even better is if we used them both. But we'll get to that. I'm not going to have any other weapons until I get to the Thunder Sword, so I'm going to be using the Falcon Sword for now. Again, my hero is level 48 because of the password I started with. So he's more than capable with just the Falcon Sword for now. Really, he could fight just about anything except Malroth with just the Falcon Sword. Malroth has a ton of defense power, though. Yeah, the characters struggle to keep up with you, the prince and princess. It's kind of funny. They're like 1 visual frame behind, which a visual frame is like a quarter of a second. Okay, this dungeon. I always second guess myself on what the route is for this dungeon, but I'm correct. I know it's this one. I've played like nearly every version of this game, and in the Super Famicom version there are a lot more items to pick up in all of the dungeons, and that sometimes throws me off when I switch to the older versions where I don't have to do as much stuff. Grabbing a bunch of money there. Wonder if I should grab that stick. It won't fix my gold. I'll just keep moving. I'm 3 gold short because I accidentally bought that herb, but whatever. Oops. Okay, we took 2 steps. Gold key. Now, the cousins are still both level 1. The princess will, no, the prince will level up a couple of times. The princess might. She also might not. Depends on if she gets owned. I assume that since I didn't start with them, that when I recruit them, they just are set to level 1. Okay, so now we're going to do something for safety real quick. We're going to walk to the starting town, which we didn't start in. Started in Cannock, but we're going to walk to Maidenhall and say hello. And by say hello, I mean we're going to loot the treasury. And again, this is pretty much just for safety. This gets me Roto's helmet, which gives the hero a little more defense power. There's people in this town again. They're so slow. Now, the Prince of Cannock is a wonderful suitcase, agreed. 3 treasure chests to grab in here. I think this one's gold. No, this is Roto's token. I should just... Whoa! Too many sprites in a row. 92 gold. And then this one's the wing. Probably went to the Prince of Cannock. I don't know if I want that over there. But whatever. Okay. Now we're shopping. Buy a wing for the Prince of Cannock. I don't know why I'm deliberately buying things out of order from what my notes say to buy them in. And the 5 holy waters. So we're about to disengage the RNG lock, which will restore random encounters to the world, because there are 2 bosses that I need to fight before I want to turn it back off again. And 3 herbs. And like I said earlier, if I try to fight a boss right now, the game will just get stuck in an infinite loop trying to generate random numbers that it cannot generate. I don't know the specifics behind it. My theory is that I know when you're running away in battle, there's a 2/3 chance of successfully getting away. Make sure I bought 5 of these. Okay, and I put 1 on Maidenhall. And to do a 2/3 chance in binary, they just roll a 4-sided die and re-roll anytime it's a 4. So my theory is that there's something like that when it's setting up a enemy fight, and it just cannot roll anything but a 4. So we're going to talk to the king here. He's going to give us a new password, which in the Japanese script, they're calling it a spell of resurrection. And that will restore RNG to us. Great. Use this holy water. Oh right, I don't want to forget this. Roto's token. Juggle this now because... he was full. Maybe my notes should say who to juggle it to. There we go. Yeah, but yeah, later when the position of this thing in my inventory becomes relevant, there will be like 3 items behind it, and I don't want to have to move all of them. Go up here till we find the coast. The coast. There's the coast. I'm not going to pick up a leaf right now. It just gets in the way in my inventory. I'll pick one up later. And to complete our safety strat of picking up the Roto helmet, Erdrick's helmet, we gotta talk to this guy and we'll trade the... Oh, holy water wore off. Trade the token I picked up from Maidenhall Castle for the helmet. And it will actually trade it in your inventory. It doesn't remove it and then add the helmet, so if the token were not at the bottom of my inventory, it would... The helmet would go in the same slot that it's in, which is why I had to do that juggle there. Alright. So there is a chance that I find an encounter in the ocean here. If I do, it'll be a gargoyle. But it's a pretty low chance of getting an encounter on the sea to begin with, and then it's the only enemy that I'm not repelling right now. Repelling is based on the hero's strengths, and my strength is enormous. It's like 130, I think. 135, was it? Something like that. If I were to equip a weapon, I would probably... Well, a weapon stronger than the Falcon Sword. I would repel the gargoyle as well, but it's just not really worth picking up a weapon just for that. So this is the Kingdom of Osterfair. This is one of the 2 question mark crests that I need to pick up in this run. I think it's only 2. I have the one from the Oswarks, I have the one from the Flame Shrine, or I obviously would have picked it up right there. And I have the Life Crest, yeah. So I start with 3. I picked up the wrong chest last time. Let's guess this one. Okay, armor. Good. Good. Okay. Stop it. God, I just lagged so much more outside where those people are moving around than in here. Movement is just so impossible in this. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, I need to equip all the stuff I've picked up. Falcon Sword, Gaia Armor, Erdrick's Helmet. Don't have a shield, we'll get one later. Is that right? Or was I supposed to grab the shield? I was supposed to grab the shield. That's fine. We'll fix it in post. Okay. Saber Lion dead. Prince Sama, Suke-san, Prince of Kanok gets 2 levels here. Princess gets no levels because she takes a lot of XP to get her first couple levels. Do not forget to talk to the king again or you don't get the crest. Alright. We're gonna use another holy water. Okay, so at this point I want the prince and princess in the back to die. I need that to happen before I get to the bottom of this cave, but the damage tiles in here will kill them off without any monster assistance. The star fragment. I guess I didn't mention why I was in that tower earlier, but the star fragment gets me in here. I might have said that I was in there to get a crest. Sometimes I do that. That wasn't the case. There's a star fragment and there's a star crest, and I mix them up. Alright. There's some pretty nasty enemies in here, but again, I'm level 48. I could run into trouble if I get put to sleep in a bad encounter, or if I just fail to run over and over. I mentioned earlier there's a 2/3 chance to run away in this game. That does not increase with failures, so it's always just 2/3. I was watching Anatolu run on NES yesterday, and he failed to run from an encounter 7 times before it killed him. You usually do not fail to run 7 times in this game, because you usually die before that happens. That is quite typically the limiting factor in how many times you can fail to run, is that you eventually die. Yeah, the MSX I think is older than the NES. I don't know if it's older than the Famicom, but this game was released on Famicom before MSX. This was not the original version of the game. Okay, the prince and princess should die here, even if the monsters don't get them. Charm, it helps me resist the sleep spell. Which there aren't too many enemies that cast sleep on me. Sweet Breath I think is more common and Sleep Hit, but Hargon has the sleep spell, so it is relevant. Let's see, Eileen. I don't know why I said Irene, I usually go with Eileen. I cannot fight any of these encounters even though it's pretty tempting. because I need to keep my experience at a specific value, which brings us to how this run can become invalidated. This boss can run away from me. There's a 7% chance every time this boss and the next boss act that it will run away, and then that will mess up my XP count. And I will probably not attempt to fix it. I'll probably just load a backup password. Oh, didn't even get a turn. Good. However, the next fight is 4 targets, so they're guaranteed to get a turn. So, that fight ran from me last practice run I did. 7% sounds pretty low, but I think I've only completed 1 or 2 runs without it happening. On MSX, anyway. I did my initial practicing on the Famicom version, because it just plays so much better. This version plays so terribly. Okay, we got the Eye of Malroth. I don't know what its Japanese name is, actually, but I'm sure it's something completely different. God of Destruction might be in its name. I don't know why I walked through here, I just need to get into a fight, and I can do that just fine in the other room. We're gonna Death Warp to get out of here. Come on. There were plenty of encounters earlier when I wanted to run away from them. Okay, this'll do the job. We're just gonna use the Wind Mantle here, because if I defend, obviously I'll take half damage. Also, you will notice that the boss that I just fought is also a random encounter in the same room. Until the in-game boss gauntlet, the bosses aren't that scary in this game. They're kind of just random encounters usually from a later zone, but there are no later zones at this point. Except for the Road to Roan, but they wanted to keep those guys a secret. There we go. Alright, let's grab the shield that I should have grabbed earlier. That's probably going to be in the wrong spot in my inventory, but this is the point where it matters. Oh, I'm going to have to move the eye off as well. Oh, this isn't where it matters. No, I'm skipping ahead in my notes. I need the... I'm going to go with Starcrest. Give me that shield. Let me fix this real quick. Did I? Oh yeah, I unequipped my stuff. Yeah, move this onto you. And then I need to move the helmet. The shield. Oh, he's full. Still has all of his herbs. How's Eileen doing? She's got my shield. You take this. Take this. Give me the shield. And then the helmet's next. This is what I was trying to avoid by juggling the item earlier. However, I forgot to pick up the shield, so my inventory is still out of whack. Oops. Evil statue, that sounds familiar actually. Gaia armor's next. And then it'll be the 10 charm. All this menuing just to move the shield up 4 slots in my inventory. The NES games are kind of great like that. 10 charm. And the gold key. Should have room for the gold key, right? No. Why is there something extra in my list? because I haven't sold Star Crest. That's fine. Not Star Crest, Star Fragment. Moon Fragment. I do know the names of some of the items and locations in this game. Alright. Three holy waters to get us to the lighthouse. Something I think I was starting to point out earlier is that the tiles and sprites both in this console seem to support one fewer color than the Famicom. And if you pay close attention, so each tile on the map, each sprite, is actually made of 4 sprites, 4 tiles. They're just bundled up 2 by 2, and sometimes you will see that one corner is just, it's got a different palette from the rest of the tile where the rest of the sprite. I noticed that a lot with the enemy sprites. If you pay attention, you'll see just squares that are darker than other squares when they would have different shading on the NES or Famicom. I also noticed it on the Prince of Cannock earlier when he was facing to the left. I noticed the top right corner of his hat was completely the dark color of his sprite. This continent to the south of me here is the continent that you spin Dragon Quest I on, Alefgard. Here's where we got the boat earlier. Not that I expect you to have any frame of reference for where I am on this horrible map. Also, if this isn't clear, I'm having to transfer these holy waters off of my dead characters before I can use them. I can't just use them out of their inventories. I don't actually know if that's even changed for later games in the series. I know you can use items straight out of your bag starting, I think, in DQ7, but dead characters, you might actually have to take the item from them, even in the recent releases. I don't know, I didn't die much in DQ11. Re-equip the sword, that'd be good. Re-equipping my armor would also be good. Actually, I think I still have the sword equipped. Oh no, I unequipped it for no reason. Alright. I took it off so I could die faster. We'll go with that. Yeah, the first game to give you a bag was DQ6, but I think Tactical said the other day that you can't use items straight out of the bag in 6, so 7 must be the first game where you can do that. I can't believe how little impact all that armor has. I was taking 10 damage, now I'm taking 6 damage. This is like the best helmet in the game, best shield, sorry for the text message, and second best armor. Well, not counting water-flying clothes. You see on these guys here, that dark square by the tail. That's what I was talking about. This monster just looks terrible with this palette. All the palettes are off in this game. Oh my goodness, look at this horrible enemy. That had a combination of the two things I was pointing out. A terrible palette and just squares of the different palettes everywhere. Red Battle UI, yeah. We're gonna see a lot of that. Unless these gremlins run from me, I probably won't ever have all 3 of my characters alive again. Suitcase-on is, again, a suitcase. You just store things in his box. He's not actually in that coffin, it's just full of items. Yeah. I really don't like this floor of this dungeon. It's so big. You have to walk a huge spiral around it. Come on. Some mummies and an undead man. Which got shortened to just undead in the NES translation. Even though there were probably enough characters for it, maybe not. I feel like I'm walking faster on this floor than the one below. I really don't feel like frame counting every zone in the game, but I do feel like that's a thing. These ants are from very, very early on in the game, but they are putting me to sleep. Thanks, Tin Charm. Oswarg just ran away. Okay, great. Is that an Oswarg or was that a gremlin with a stupid palette? Probably a gremlin with a stupid palette. At the end of this dungeon I have to fight 4 gremlins, and as you can see, they also run away from me. Yeah, it's a gremlin. Gremlins are like a bright blue on NES. And Oswargs are a darker red, but I didn't stare closely enough at them to register that it wasn't even red. Gold key. I hope the gremlins don't run. I don't want to talk to the king, or I do want to talk to the king again. I like chatting with him about passwords. $232, yeah, that's a... Yeah, 3 and 32, I don't know why I even picked this thing up. Do you know what it is without? Is it 3 and 16 or 3 and 8? Both of those just seem like very high numbers for an ability that takes your character out of the fight for 2 to 3 turns. Alright. We're gonna follow this not suspicious at all old man, and he's gonna lead us to the treasure. I have no idea where this first staircase goes. I don't think I've ever taken it, because that would require me to stop following the old guy, and I wouldn't be sure if his position would reset. You don't want to have to start this over. 5 dragonflies. This is one of the more dangerous fights in here, and I failed to run from it. Okay, well, they're running away. Ow. Alright. I have 3 herbs on me that I do not want to have on me after this dungeon, so I'm just going to use them all. It's either use them or drop them. Using them is slower, but I probably don't need this much HP. We're just going to be safe because I really don't want to die here. You never know when you're going to fail to run 7 times. I don't have the Tin Charm on. Okay, well that might be why I fell asleep. I'm just gonna slip that on there. You have to be kinda careful following this old man, because if you get to where he's going too quickly, he'll just stand there and stare at you. The trigger for him disappearing is you stepping next to him. So you actually have to be like 2 steps behind him, or you'll get there as he gets there, and then you won't get triggered. That's too close. And then this one doesn't matter. Come on, come on. Don't jump off the tower, please. I cannot imagine playing this version if the towers were like 1 square wide. the hallways instead of 2. I'd fall out of every tower. Saber tigers. This is not the boss. The boss is after I open the box. Get lost. Okay. So 4 gremlins here. Again, not a big deal except that they can run away from me. If that happens, I might try to fix it. I just have to take some random encounters to try to get exactly the amount of experience that they offer me. Don't put me to sleep. It would actually be really funny if they put me to sleep and all 4 of them ran away. Come on. Okay, we're good. And we get the Star Crest. And we gotta improvise. Oops, the wing is on Canuck, I think. Why do you have 2 wings? I must have forgotten to use one somewhere. Okay, let me see. Canuck's inventory. Do I need to juggle these? Yeah, Jailer's Key. Oh wait, no. Wait, yes. Okay, first of all, drop this. Second of all, you have the Eye of Malroth. But the Jailer's Key needs to go after it. Usually all I have to do here is juggle this item here, the Jailer's Key in Canuck's inventory, and unequip Roto's helmet. Let's do that part. It is the helmet, right? Yes. Kabuto. Pokemon Kabuto. His name is Japanese for helmet. The more you know. I'm gonna sell the moon fragment, which I used to get into the undersea cave. We get down to 440 gold, yeah. Let me think about this real quick. 3, that's 2. So 2 of these, 1 of these, and then this. Or a wing, actually. Do not give me that lottery ticket. I have had enough lottery tickets. Oops. Yeah, I mentioned earlier, the original Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 were on the MSX, and those are great games. If you've got the special edition of Metal Gear Solid 3, you can play them on that. Or the HD collection. Metal Gear Solid, or Metal Gear 2 is just actually a good game. It holds up. It's not like you would expect quality from an NES game. It's an 80s game that has story. Do not give me another ticket, thank you. Was that the last opportunity for me to be given a lottery ticket? Maybe I buy more items later. Anyone who missed the start of the run, I bought 6 items and was given 4 lottery tickets. Which is absurd. I think it's a 1 in 8 chance in this version to get a lottery ticket. Maybe it's 1 in 16. I know it's 1 in 8 on Super Famicom, though it's not actually random in Super Famicom. It's just 1 in 8 if you don't know how it works. Okay. Now we talk to the king until we get a password that starts with Rokuni. Again, this could take a few tries. There's 16 passwords that he can deal me. I should actually, real quick, I just, out of paranoia, Want to confirm my inventories. Do you have anything? No. Okay, good. And I know you're right. Shield, then helmet, which is unequipped. Yes. Okay. Better to check now than to check after talking to him 10 to 15 times. And other than the final boss, this is really the last RNG segment of the game. If you don't count the enemies running away from you, was that it? That was it. Oh, we already got it. Sweet. Let's go. So yeah, you'll see now all the people who are walking randomly, they move to the right. Unlike earlier where they were moving south. Because there's actually places in the game that block both of those RNG seeds. You can't just use one for the whole run. Okay, let's get this junk out of your inventory. I'm going to do some more shopping now when I'm unable to be given lottery tickets. I gotta play Snake's Revenge at some point. I know some things about it, but I've never really seen the game. I also have an NES cartridge of Metal Gear that I've never played. All I really know about that is that there's no Metal Gear in it. It's just a computer instead of a robot. Okay, what am I actually buying? A wing. Just a wing? Yeah, I buy the rest later. Oh yeah, 2 more things to sell. Here's Wind Mantle, another key item. You can sell almost any item in the game. Which raises the question, why are there items that you cannot sell? I don't think you can sell the evil statue, the Eye of Malroth. But I just sold the item that I needed to get into the cave where the Eye of Malroth was. And if you sell it, so the chests in this game, they don't remember that you've opened every chest in the game. If you leave a dungeon and come back in, the chests all reset. And the key items just won't be there if you have them in your inventory. Alright, I'm gonna grab the leaf and the charm of Rubus, and then we're going to find out why we're playing this terrible version of the game. I went too far to the right. Oh well. This is how far I go to the right earlier. Now I'm 3 steps too far to the right. This gets you to sail straight past Osterfair instead of into the Shrine of Rubus. If you can rewind, that's a boomer reference for sure. Yeah. Okay, so because I have all 5 crests, you totally saw me pick up all 5 crests. We go down into this really questionably designed shrine from a game dev perspective. I don't know. It was the best they could do, I guess. Some stairs and then some white tiles. Some fire appears. You get the Rubus charm. Hooray. Okay. Anyway. Now we're going to sail over to Alefgard, because there is an Easter egg in this game that occurs if you talk to the King of Tantagel while you have no armor equipped on the princess. And this Easter egg is really the only reason to play this version. I didn't mention this, but there's actually... This is the MSX version of the game. There's also an MSX2 version, which plays a little worse, actually. Wait. I got off early, didn't I? Oh well, I should be able to walk there. Why is it playing this song and not the Elf Guard song? Yeah, strangely, I'm pretty sure you walk even slower on the overworld in the MSX2 version. Though graphically it looks a lot more like the Famicom. The characters actually have transparency. But, also that dude almost blocks you. It'd be funny if that actually messed up my routing. Let's just see the Easter egg and then I'll finish that thought. Gold key. So you talk to the king and he says, wait, the princess isn't wearing anything. Isn't she cold? Here, wear this. Abunai Mizugi. Dangerous swimwear. Alright. I have not told Puexel that I was going to show that on his channel. Hopefully that's okay. We'll find out later. I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's get out of here. Now we go to Baron. It's just such a sad picture. She doesn't even look happy. It looks like I drew that in Microsoft Paint. And the MSX2 version does not have that Easter egg. I actually routed this all out, did a practice run on stream on the MSX2 version, and I'm like, why doesn't this work? And I had to figure out that I actually needed to download a MSX1 ROM. I mean, purchase an MSX1 copy of the game. Alright. But the MSX carts for this game aren't that expensive. They're, I think, comparable to the Famicom versions. Which, if you want a set of Dragon Quest 1 through 4 Famicom, that only runs you like $30. It's crazy, because all 4 of the games, each one is like more than that individually on NES. What am I buying here? Bunch of herbs, I think. Yeah, MTI, you just missed it. Where am I in my notes? I haven't been looking at my notes for this most of this run, and it's starting to bite me. Because I look back over and it's like, oh, I should have scrolled 2 pages ago. I don't know how many herbs I just bought for the prince. I should probably check his inventory. It was supposed to be 4, but I wasn't counting at all. Need 7 on her. I think this is 4. I'll take inventory when I'm done with this. Not that it's a problem at this point. At this point, my gold doesn't matter anymore. I need to not be completely full on items, but if I have to throw an herb on the floor, that's fine. Oh, and I was actually going to change something. Experimental routing change. Let's buy that. Can I hold 2 of them? I can. Okay. How many herbs did I put on them? Okay. Might have to drop one later, but that's fine. And you have... okay. I need a wing. I need a wing, or we're gonna do a lot of walking at the end of the game. Not you. I remember on the MSX2 ROM the... oh. Can I do anything about that? No. Alright. How has that not happened to me yet? Whoa. Alright, you need room. I've known that that could happen, but I guess I was slower today than other days. There's actually a lot of stuff going wrong today that hasn't gone wrong before. But most of it's not RNG, it's just me screwing up. Okay. Yeah, so if I did not have, if I had not bought that wing and didn't have money for the wing, that would have been a soft lock. Because, again, with the way I've got RNG stuck in a loop, NPCs only walk to the right. Oh, there you go, MTI, there's the clip. Is this where I go north? I think so. Should see the treasures soon. Should see the treasures soon. Oh, I'll take that. That's just as good. Went up a little too early, but it's fine, we made it. That guy just immediately blocks you. This town, by the way, blocks you if everybody's walking south. I think the priest over there walks into the inn sign from all the way up there, and you cannot get around him before he gets there. I need the jailer key. Okay, I do have room to juggle items. This part of the game, the menuing is really obnoxious because every time you need an item, you have to give it to the Prince of Maidenhall, use it, and then give it back. Okay, I'm gonna take some damage on these tiles, but we don't care. We're not gonna die, and we get a heal when we get to the end. Ugh, this overworld just looks terrible. Everything in this version just looks terrible. Now we gotta give that jailer key back. Should actually give the Rubus charm over there, because Laurasia shouldn't have the Rubus charm. I'm gonna make that move right now. It's more convenient for the Rubus charm not to be on the Prince of Laurasia, because when you use it to get rid of the illusion on Hargon's castle, your inventory resets. So if I pull it onto the hero, use it, then the game will put it back for me, and I don't have to re-menu to get rid of it. Looks fine, are you sure? Are you counting the number of colors on screen right now? It's not very many colors. Strangely, the swamp tile looks fine. The Road to Rhone. This is one of the worst dungeons in the series, really. As far as random encounters and just general stupid game design goes. I think if you consider a factor of both of those, this is probably the worst dungeon in the series, just because there are holes everywhere that you fall into and then you die. Because the random encounters will not be forgiving enough to let you get back. If you know your way through the dungeon, it becomes considerably more manageable. And again, as much so if you know the monsters in here, what their weaknesses are and how to fight them. But a blind walk through this dungeon is just not pleasant. Got the Gaia, or rather the Rhodos armor. Gaia armor was earlier. I'm gonna go ahead and equip that. Yeah, the, so-called difficulty of this dungeon is largely chalked up to poor game design. This was, such an early RPG that they didn't really know what they were doing, both in designing a dungeon and in balancing the combat. And even if you make your way through the Undersea Cave, where there's kind of a spike in difficulty on the enemies, this cave is another spike. And then when you get out of the cave, there's another spike. Like, starting with the Undersea Cave, every random encounter zone is just significantly tougher than the rest. It's not nearly as smooth of a curve as in later games. I need to fall in the hole. We are gonna go pick up the Thunder Sword. I must have stuff in my inventory I need to move. I think the leaf needs to move, even though that's inconvenient. Does anyone have any room for this? Okay. I think at this point I need to drop an herb, though. Oh boy. I don't know what happens if I say no there, so we gotta do it this way. I was not able to pass an item off of you. Why do you not have your helmet on? Okay. Is Eileen completely full? Oh, she's got that. I forgot, that kind of messed up my routing, getting the Abenai Mizugi. Okay, so now you give the leaf to Eileen. Give me that Thunder Sword. Actually, give it to me later. I need to have a spot in case I need to use items. Put your helmet on. Equip the armor, and the helmet was right there, unequipped. Alright. So basically those last couple rooms you just saw, that room where I first fell in a hole is full of holes. They're everywhere on that room. And, you know, your first time through this dungeon, you're probably going to fall in 4 or 5 of them if you know that the staircase is in the bottom right. If you don't know where the staircase is, you might go off in a different direction and fall in, you know, however many holes it takes to locate the staircase. And once you fall in a hole in that floor, though, there's the hole that I fell in to get to the Thunder Sword, which is like 2 steps away from the bottom left corner. And I don't know why you would find that. I should probably explain the category again. So Moyomoto RTA, this game, both the MSX and the Famicom versions of this game use a password system for saving your game. And if you, as you saw at the very beginning of the run, you know, it's a 42-character Japanese password, so I hope you can read your own handwriting. But we're starting off with sort of like a Metroid Justin Bailey type password, where we got a level 48 hero. We had some of the crests already at the start. We started with 1 or 2 quest flags cleared. Most notably, the gremlins before the boat were dead. And then from there, I've also done some RNG manipulations. And I mentioned before, this isn't like the most optimized version of this route. I think the Famicom record is sub 1 hour, if not it's close to an hour. But it involves much more difficult RNG manipulations than I cared about learning for this run. Because again, I'm just doing this because of that silly Easter egg. But the RNG manipulations that I do here don't have any timings involved with them, and I believe if I were to do the more optimized route where you manipulate Metal Babble item drops, I believe there are timings involved with those. Alright, daylight. So, yeah, we went through the snow world here because the next run in the list is Cthulhu Saves Christmas, so we gotta get some snow going to prep for that run. For some reason there's no snow on this screen. I never really thought about that, but we just got normal trees here. I'm gonna talk to this guy to... It would save the game if this were NES, but he's gonna spit out a password instead here, but... a mechanic I haven't mentioned, but you might have noticed already in this game, Dragon Quest II, all versions of Dragon Quest II, if you use a Wing of the Wyvern, you go back to the last place you saved. Oh, that also turned RNG back on, so I need to be mindful of that. I also need to use one of those holy waters that I bought. I have room for it, because I didn't give myself the... Who has my holy waters? This is something I decided to do like 2 days ago, is try using holy water here. I don't know why it wouldn't work unless it just shouldn't, but I didn't realize that Prince of Laurasia's attack power is so high that he can repel stuff here. I actually need this Thunder Sword to repel stuff. Couple more laggy menus. Maybe I shouldn't have done this with all this water on screen. Menus probably would have loaded faster if they're... No. Does that just not work in this down? No, it's the giants. The giants are the things I can't repel. Bop. So I'm going to attempt to get to Hargon's castle without using any of my herbs. This isn't a good start, though. Like, at all. I want to go back. I'm going to walk back and heal. Just going to kill some of my fairy water, but I shouldn't need both of them. All sorts of text. And the password. I don't need a password. Okay, cool. Can I repel these guys either? Maybe I can. So, this is kind of a random trivia tip. Okay, yeah, I guess there's just so many Gigantes here in Bulwongs that it's not gonna matter much. It should repel the gold bats and the... whatever they are on the left. Blizzards, that's their name. Come on. But, random trivia tip, when you're getting the Spell of Resurrection, the password, from saving the game, if you have dead characters, it actually charges you to revive them. Which confused me for a while when I was routing this, because I would get a password, and then I would write it down, screenshot it, and then put in the password, and then I would have 80 less gold, because it charged me 80 gold to revive the prince and princess. One's level 3, one's level 1, and resurrection in this game is 20 times their level. Okay, well, we repelled the weak zone. I bought it, may as well use it. No, I don't have room. What can you get rid of? The gold key, the evil statue. Okay, we're gonna do a glitch here in a second. This is something you can do on on NES rather, or Famicom. But I mentioned when you use the Rubus Charm in Hargon's Castle, it resets your inventory to what it was when you entered the dungeon. Please don't beat me up. However, this does not change your stats. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter with the Falcon Sword, and then I'm going to put on the Thunder Sword, and then use the Rubus Charm, which is going to reset my inventory so that I have the Falcon Sword equipped again, but I still have the attack power of the Thunder Sword. Let me make sure I'm set up correctly. I am not. So I equipped it to repel stuff. Okay. So, again, equip the Thunder Sword to raise my attack power. The Thunder Sword gives 80 attack power, the Falcon Sword gives 5. Rubus Charm. And I'm a bit behind where I expected to be here, just from all the silly stuff that's happened. Get out of my way! What do I do about that? I guess I walk around to the right. He doesn't take damage. Yeah, and then he gets out of my way. See, that's why I was asking. Because, you know, if you walk around, he's gonna just... Jailer key. Again, it conveniently automatically removes the Rubus charm from my inventory. But it does not conveniently remove the jailer key, so I gotta do that manually. Oh, I already have the gold key, but I need the evil statue. Eurasia needs like 2 or 3 more item slots to make this menuing not have to happen. Oops, what am I doing? That's not the key. Hero tries to jam the evil statue into the gold door lock. Hero woke up too early this morning is the problem. Okay. Wee. 130 HP, I should probably use one of my herbs. The heal line is like 150 for this walk. Okay, so Hargon's Castle, the first 2 floors have random encounters, the next 3 floors have bosses. 4 floors, actually. Flames. So we're gonna hope that we don't get bullied too much by the random encounters, and if not, I still have plenty of herbs to get through the bosses if they are nice to me. Most of the bosses can kill me, but maybe they won't. Which is kind of just Dragon Quest speedrunning right there. It's all sorts of things that can go wrong, but, you know, usually most of it doesn't. There we go. Alright, give me that leaf of the world tree. Resurrection item. I kinda hope that Atlas picks Eileen, because I've been getting some crazy dodge luck off of her with that thing. With the dangerous swimsuit on. The dangerous swimsuit raises her evasion by a lot. I think it's 1/4 evasion. I didn't heal. Oh well. Please don't attack Moyomoto-san. Though if he does, Eileen will heal him. So Atlas has a whole gob of HP, a whole gob of attack power. Yeah, he's attacking the princess. Unless it's just distracting him, I don't know. Because I've never seen him not target her when I have this. It might just be like Jessica's distraction attack in DQ8, except it seems to be like 100% on this guy. Yeah, that palette was just not even close. It looked more like the Gigantes outside than Atlas. Okay, she levels up a bit, it doesn't really matter. I'll have her heal more herself. The only impact those levels have is that now she has the sleep spell, so I can try to put the next boss to sleep. He's fairly vulnerable to it, not super vulnerable. I think it's less than a 50% chance to hit, but she has nothing better to do. Pazuzu. This guy is dangerous because when he gets to low HP, he will cast Sacrifice and just kill you. Ah, well, he's trying to hit the Abunai Mizugi as well. You keep doing that, dude. He's casting the defeat spell, didn't hit anybody. Yes, there's an in-game boss that has an instant kill spell. Why not? Alright. Eileen survives that fight too. Boop, boom. Okay, we'll head over here. I don't know, should I heal her again? Which magic does she have? I don't think she got much HP on her level up, but I don't know, she might survive something because of that. Here's Zarlox, the third mini-boss. Last one before we get into the real fights. It's breathing fire. So, I'm not sure what all of these bosses' max HP are offhand, but they also do not spawn with all of their HP. In Dragon Quest, all random encounters spawn usually with around 75% to 100% of their max HP. In this game, it might be 80 to 100. So there's some randomness to it, and in this version of the game, that applies to all of the bosses as well, including Malroth. We'll see that be a factor here in a minute. Eileen's gonna die here. You might have noticed that even though she looked like she was in the second slot due to Canuck being dead, she took damage when the coffin, the third character slot, stepped on the damage tile. That's just how it be. Here's Hargon. He asks if I know who he is. I said yes today. He missed Maidenhall twice. There is nothing boosting his evasion, so that was pretty great. And he's dead. Okay. Yeah, Hargon. And I don't have any healing to do, which is just weird. I'm gonna pull up my menu to make sure, but I'm pretty sure I'm maxed. Yeah, okay. So we just jump right into it. Argon dies, he calls for his best friend Malroth, Shido in the Japanese versions. These tiles get destroyed one at a time. And we hope that this dude does not put me to sleep, basically. This is far from a reliable win, though. Don't put me to sleep. He put me to sleep. I woke up. I have nothing to heal myself with. Did not put me to sleep that time. I might need to go first next turn to beat him. Ow! Well, then. Alright, how many herbs do I have? I think I still have plenty. 48 HP, damage rolls 48. Now we're running an RPG. Well, let's go do that again. The first 3 bosses I killed are still dead, so I don't need to stock up on supplies. As long as I get there without using any herbs, I'm fine. Oh, that was... I flew through that castle. We're still underestimate if we beat him this try. My PB for this route is like a 130. But, I don't think that was even a deathless run. It might have been. I could pretty easily knock like 5 or 10 minutes off of that, but I didn't want to grind this version of the game, believe it or not. I'd rather play any other version of it. Oh, come on. I may as well let him kill me at this point. So now we are entering what is known as the White Ground Loop of Dragon Quest II, where you just walk to Hargon's castle, and then you die, and then you do it again. Yeah, now we're playing Dragon Quest II. I was waiting for the game to show up. And of course, you know, Dragon Quest RNG being what it is, I walk straight past where I died without finding a single encounter. Because when it rains, it pours. Gold baboons. Gold baboons can also cast Sacrifice when they're low on HP. Which I'm pretty sure there's no resisting Sacrifice in this version. I think if an enemy casts Sacrifice, you just die. I know different games in the series have that spell work very differently. In Dragon Quest IV, sometimes it like deals a bunch of damage instead of killing you. I don't know. I forget that sometimes, especially when playing DQ2, but some enemies in this game, when they have a palette swap, they also have their weapon added or removed. It's something I keep in mind when I play DQ1 because I played so much Dragon Warrior 1 growing up. Like the initial skeleton doesn't have a sword, but the Wraith Knight does. But yeah, it happens in this game as well. I think orcs are like that, and the Bolwongs are definitely like that. Zarlox has a pitchfork. I think the Cyclops, ow, also has a no club. Yeah, the end game in DQ2 is just a big grind. Like, especially, I think especially if you've played the game a couple of times but haven't like speedrun it, I think that you probably would get to Roan and be like, okay, I've done everything else because I didn't have to explore the overworld and, you know, naturally level up while I try to find things. And now I'm just hitting a wall because I'm level 15 trying to enter the road to Roan. This game is, like, much more tolerable in speedrun conditions, though. When you, like, know all of the monsters, you know that parrying is actually a valid option in many situations. You know, sometimes it is the best thing for Prince of Cannock to do, even though he's still breathing and could cast heal. Please. Old orc. Oops. Well, we killed that guy. Oh yeah, I didn't mention this, but the reason that the other two characters are dead is because they don't get automatically revived in this version. The NES version was the first version where talking to the guy in the final shrine there revives your team. He'll refill my HP, but he won't revive the dead characters. So I would have to leave and either talk to a priest or get a Leaf of the World tree in order to get them back on their feet. Which hopefully I don't have to do. Okay, we've got a lot of health, as long as we don't get blizzarded. Make sure that I have an inventory slot. I have the right weapon equipped. Juggle all these items again. It took me 7 minutes to get back into this castle after I wiped. And it only took me like 5 minutes to go through it, including all the bosses. That's the Dragon Quest II White Ground loop. Let's hope that this is the last time we have to do this. Sometimes Dragon Quest II just kills you. Yeah, the random encounters are frequently the problem in Dragon Quest II speedrunning. There's the gold key. Though in all of the NES and Famicom runs, even in the routes that allow you to use this Falcon Sword glitch, Malroth can pretty much just kill you if he wants to. I can explain what Malroth can do. He's got like 3 or 4 different attacks only. He can, use my statue here. So obviously he has the sleep attack, which we saw. I don't think it has that high of a chance to put you to sleep, but it certainly triggered first round of my last attempt. He's also got Fire Breath, which we saw did 48 damage when I had 48 HP. He has the Heal All spell, so he can just reset the fight, which is actually worse than a reset in this run, because if he, when he starts the fight, again, he doesn't have his full HP. He has between like 80% and 100% of his 255 max. And casting Heal All will fill him up to 255. Though that doesn't affect the fight too much. If he starts with low HP, I might kill him in 2 rounds. But if he starts with, or if he casts Heal All, then I'm pretty much guaranteed to need a 5th attack. You cannot get critical hits on Malroth. You can get him on Hargon. Just melt his face off with the Thunder Sword. Thunder Sword of Destruction, as they call it. Or, no, Falcon Thunder Sword, my bad. I mixed up combined the wrong two swords. The Japanese community refer to that glitch usually as the Falcon Sword of Destruction, which actually was an item in Dragon Quest Builders 2. There is a Falcon Sword of Destruction referencing this glitch. If you've played Builders 2, and I don't know how far into the game it is, it's probably an in-game item. You over 150, okay. Still at the point where if I wipe, I can consider coming back without buying more herbs. Oh, this is a wonderful looking fight. Yeah, no, let's just sit here and fight that. That looks great. There's no reason why anybody would ever fight anything on this floor, including the metal babbles. I haven't talked about metal slimes and metal babbles in this game, but they're horrible. The metal babbles have 30 HP, so, you know, don't want to fight those. Though, at my level, I can just hit them and they die. They don't have infinite defense power like they do in later installments. Metal slimes cast the sleep spell, though. That's fun. I think metal babbles have surround. Usually when you're playing this game for the first time, after playing Dragon Quest III, you'll be like, oh, metal babble, I'm gonna fight it. And it casts Firebane and then kills your whole team. It doesn't run away from you, it stands its ground and avenges all the babbles you killed in DQ3 with Bee Dragon. Alright. I probably don't need to heal before Hargon, but we'll use one more herb. Dip. Just in case he gets out the sweet breath. Hargon can cast Explodet, he can cast Sleep, he has Sweet Breath, and he can punch me. As long as I don't fall asleep, he's not a threat though. He should die in 2 turns. Unless he casts Heal All. I forgot, that is his 5th action, Heal All. So he just reset the fight. But it doesn't really matter. I think his max is 220. I can probably still kill him in 2 rounds if he casts Heal All. Yeah. He doesn't have nearly as much defense power as Malroth. That. I wish Middenhall could wear the dangerous bikini. That might make this fight a lot easier. Okay. Here we go again. Alright. Fire Breath is good. You want to see Fire Breath because Fire Breath doesn't put me to sleep. We want to see Kiro go first and kill him is what we want to see. High damage, high damage. Low HP roll? No, heal all. Fight resets. Okay. Oh, now you go first. Actually, he went first last time, didn't he? I should give him a break. Please don't punch me. Okay. If I go first next turn, he's dead. Probably, unless I missed twice. I didn't go first, but he used Fire Breath. Don't miss? That was really low damage. Okay. 36, huh? I can hit him for 36, it turns out. Alright. How many 36s would it take to remove 255 HP? It's more than 6. Whatever, let's not dwell on it. Let's get out of here. Let's stop playing this wonderful, wonderful port. Oh. He's got the jailer's key, probably Suke-san. Oh, there it is. Yeah, he did have it. We did it! We saved the world. One frame at a time. Get out of town. Okay. We're almost done walking through town forever. South bit of Barren Island. Is that this bit? Or is it the island south of Barren? I don't know. We'll see if we find Zahan or not. This doesn't look like Zahan. This is my last chance to get lost on the ocean. Did I manage it? I think I managed it. Let's look over here. There it is. We got it. It's fine. Get this convenient teleporter back to the starting town. Time for a Japanese category would usually be at the end of credits. I'm indifferent as to whether we stop time now where we would stop on an English version or end of credits, but that's pretty much time when I say yes there. Yeah, the music should start up here. One last little bit of lag. There we go. You can see that white square in the princess's robe. I was talking about that earlier, but... That's Dragon Quest II for the MSX. Complete with the Mizuki Abunai. Yeah, I think covered everything I had to say about this game. I know up next we got Cthulhu Saves Christmas, which I haven't played that one. I played Cthulhu Saves the World, so I'm expecting pretty similar stuff from that one. No singing. No, not only do I not know the song, but it also doesn't quite play right on the older versions. It loops early, I think, or something. I don't know. I'll use that as an excuse anyway.